Hello, I'm Bill Hamilton at UF Law, and we're here at the UF Law eDiscovery Tech Features Series. I'm very happy to have with me today John Carey Tyerman of Everlaw. Welcome to the show, John.
Thanks, Bill. It's a pleasure to be here.
One of the more troubling aspects of electronic discovery is the fact that frequently we do reviews without thinking about how the information that we're reviewing, the evidence in the case, is going to go to the ultimate story we're going to have to tell at the end of the day. Have you struggled with your clients at Everlaw with that problem?
Yeah, that's right, Bill. That's, making use of the evidence you find in review, it really does present some challenges. What we found is that the actual case strategists, the senior associates and partners and GCs that are responsible for understanding the evidence and what the case is really about, too often they're not actually engaged in the actual review process because the review tools they're using are too expensive or too cumbersome to learn. And as a result, the review process is often done in a serial fashion. First, the review team identifies all the responsive or relevant documents, and only then do the case leaders begin to grapple with what they've found. And to us, that's a really inefficient and ineffective way to do things. And it's why we hear judges complaining about the attorneys before them not having enough of a handle on their case. Attorneys are telling them, just ask me after discovery.
And it's also why I heard complaints from clients about the cost of electronic discovery, because from one perspective, it can be looked at as almost a double review. We want to avoid that inefficiency if at all possible. So how has Everlaw addressed this problem?
Well, we've baked those case building tools directly into our cloud-based review platform. So we've included all the collaboration and communication tools you would need to make quick work of both formulating and articulating that case strategy.
Can we take a look at how you've done it? What's going on at Everlaw?
Absolutely, yeah. Let me share my screen and show you. So here we've logged into Everlaw at everlaw.com. It's a cloud-based platform, so you can access it from anywhere on any device, any browser. And as you can see, I've logged into the Enron demo case. That's what I'm looking at now. And in this case, I've done a lot of work already. I have assignment groups that I have access to, or searches that I've run in the past or that have been shared with me by others. Binders, just virtual folders. You can put whatever you want in a binder, and you can share those as well. But then you'll see this column here for Story Builder. So integrated tightly into your review platform are these separate tools for formulating your case strategy or master chronology. This is where you're curating the most interesting documents and figuring out how they come together to tell the story that you want to tell. And then these cards for outlines, specific outlines for, say, a deposition or a motion or something else you're working on, where you can lay out what you want to say in that context, and then just drag and drop documents from your chronology into those outlines at the place where you want to cite them.
So I'm actually building the case story as I'm doing the review, and I've got a lot of work done already when I'm getting ready for deposition.
That's correct. That's correct. Exactly. So as you can see here, this master chronology lays out all the documents that I said are really critical to my case. And for each one, it lets me give it a custom title. It lets me add a description of what the document is about, and then a note about its relevance. Why does it matter? Why do I care about it? Am I going to use it in my case? And for each one of those documents, you can preview the document, so you can open it up in a preview and you can see exactly what it contains. You can also start to label those documents. So for each document, I can say, how does it relate to the key dimensions of my case? The events, issues, locations, people, or anything else that I might think is important. I can add new categories and labels as I wish. So for this document, for instance, I can say, well, this is about that critical period. Let's say it's about the key meeting where there was some fraud, and we know that meeting happened here, and that Anna and Bob are both involved. And now when it's time to depose Bob about that key meeting, I can easily find all those documents, figure out what I've got and what I might be missing. But then I can also start to prepare specific outlines. So I can add these documents to a new outline that I might be working on, or an existing one. Here's one for Bob deposition. And I can go directly into those outlines. Let's go into this FASO deposition outline from here. And here what I have is another tool. We call this Story Builder Outlines. And this is like having a word processor in your browser, just like Google Docs or Office 365, but tightly integrated with your review platform. So here I can actually spell out the questions I want to ask in this deposition, and I can start to line up all the documents that I want to cite alongside those questions. So I could add a new question right here. So here is another question. And I can take documents from my chronology that I've identified as important, and I can drag them over and place them where I want to cite them. And I can continue to work on them right from here. So I can say, what is the title for this document, or date, or description, or relevance. I can add new labels. I can do all those things right from here. I can do it all in collaboration with my colleagues in real time. So I can share this with my colleagues. I can give this to John, for instance, and I can give him the permissions I want him to have, send that to him. And then when he joins, there'll be an icon in the upper right-hand corner with his initials in a different color, and then a matching cursor. So everything that he does in here, I can see. Everything that I do in here, he can see. And we can work on this together no matter where we are in the world. There's a full history, so we can go back to any point in time. We don't have to worry about making a mistake or losing anything. And there's also the ability to export this into a variety of formats, including a single PDF that includes both the outline and then images for every document you've referenced in that outline, in order, all hyperlinked together. It's your single portable digital case file. It's very powerful technology.
Very cool, John. I mean, it's clear to me that what you've done at Everlaw is try and think through the normal work process of a litigator and how we need to get ready for depositions. Again, this is Bill Hamilton at UF Law eDiscovery Tech Series, talking about some interesting and important features you might want to use in your eDiscovery software. And I'd like to thank you, John, for joining me today. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, likewise. Thank you, Bill.